is ideally not a view, rather a report. A lot of times we would like to take a report in terms of the list of resources who are over-allocated in your project. So the way to do it is you need to go to the project ribbon where you can find a button called reports. So the moment you click on this reports, you will be able to find several categories of reports available. So make sure that you are going in for the assignments report. When you click on assignments, you have a report called overallocated. So let me say overallocated and let me view it. So as you can see, these are the two resources who are overallocated with respect to this current project. So the only catch with the tabular reports what we have now seen is this report can only be printed to a printer. Okay, so you cannot export it to Excel or something where you can manipulate it later. So this is what we just discussed. Go to the project ribbon and you can click on the reports and assignments option. The next one is what we call as the resource sheet view. I hope we have already talked about the resource sheet earlier. So if you can go to the view ribbon where you can click on resource sheet, or you can go to the resource ribbon and you can pull this drop down where you can select the resource sheet. In both scenarios, you'll get the same set of resources that has been added to your project. You can find there are two resources who are in red color and they are angry with us. And you can also find there is a small yellow color option in the first indicators column. This indicates that the resource is ideally over-allocated and it should be leveled. Okay. So the only problem we are having here with respect to this view is you cannot be able to know on which task this resource is over-allocated. But at least this gives you an indication whether we have any resources over-allocated or not. Okay. So going back to the Gantt chart, right? So as I've already pointed out, this is more grouped by tasks, whereas if you look at the resource sheet, it is more by resources. Okay. So ideally make use of this resource leveling indicator on the first column to find out which resources are having that over-allocation problem. The next view which you might want to understand is the team planner view. Remember, team planner is a view available only in Project 2010 professional version. So if you are using Microsoft Project 2010 standard, this view might not be available to use. So if you are an Outlook user, maybe you would have seen scheduling meeting invites and looking at calendars of your colleagues through the Outlook. So your team planner will be looking very similar to your Outlook calendar, where you have your resources on your left and the task that is being assigned to your right hand side. So the way to access your team planner is back to the same resource ribbon and click on the team planner button. So the moment you click on team planner, you have the list of resources names on the leftmost corner. You're also able to find the set of tasks that are scheduled to it. If you closely observe the business analyst and the architect, you can find that days when they are over-allocated will have a red color border, indicating that those tasks are ideally creating an over-allocation. Another benefit of using the team planner is when you do a mouse over on top of any of those tasks, there are a lot of key information that is displayed on that tooltip. So please take some time to read through some of those labels. The last statement here will clearly tell you what is the relationship between its predecessor and successor and what is its task bar. So if I just move to the last activity, you are able to see the set of activities that are generally connected to it. So which means before preparing a detailed architecture, you have another activity that is getting connected to it. Now, if I want to resolve this problem, one of the simple ways I do recommend is follow the drag and drop option. Okay. Remember, this feature is not available through any other views in Microsoft Project. So let's say if I want to move this feasibility to, let's say, the business analyst, to the on-site business analyst, because he is available during the time, I can just select one of the tasks you want to move, and I can just move it and I can drop it here. So the moment you drag and drop, you can see the over allocation of business analyst would have resolved automatically. And another way is you can also look at right-clicking that particular task which is having that over allocation. So let me undo the change. So let's say if you are looking at moving the feasibility of offshore business analyst to another resource on your project, just right-click and you can say reassign it to whom. So let's say if I'm reassigning it to architect 1, yeah, you are able to find architect automatically moves to architect 1. So this is also another neat and a nice way by which you can resolve this conflict. The third approach is, let's say if you want to push this task to a later date when the resource is available. So typically you want to push this to a date which starts from Tuesday to Friday. So the way to do it is, make sure you select the task which you want to push, and you can just go to the move option on the task ribbon where you can say reschedule the task to when the resource is available. So let me say when resources are available. You would ideally be able to see that one of those tasks is getting pushed to a later date. So if this is what your requirement is, right, naturally you will, you can ideally make use of this move option to do it. So as you can see, the team planner is a way by which you can visualize your over allocation. At the same time, you can move your resources to different tasks more by a drag and drop feature. Planner, the over allocations are displayed in a red line, and you can reassign it to a different resource. At the same time, you can move it to a day when the resource is available. The third option might be, which I didn't discuss, is you can also make use of the move option to say move it after 1 week. Okay, let me say I can say move it after 1 week. So as you can see, it moves prepare SRS to 1 week later, due to which other activities are also getting pushed to a later date. So these are some of the options which you can ideally make use of when it comes to a team planner. Okay. The next one which I just want to spend is on the resource over allocation view. Chart view, the resource sheet or the team planner does give information about over allocation and also gives you options to resolve the problems. But this might not be sufficient, because you might want to look at on what day the resource is over allocated, how many hours is he over allocated on the individual days, so that you want to take a case by case scenario and want to resolve it. So the way to do it is go back to either the resource or to the view and search for a view called resource allocation view. So I'm just going to pull this drop down and I'm going to say more views, where you can go for a view called resource allocation. So when you say resource allocation view, you have the resource usage. It is ideally talks about the set of assignments that are grouped under resources. In this example, you can find the offshore business analyst is assigned to 2 activities, and the total effort of this particular resource in the project is 32 hours, which is divided between these 2 tasks as 16 hours and 16 hours. Similarly, architect 1 is working only on 1 activity for 16 hours. So the advantage of making use of the resource usage is you will be able to precisely know how might be over allocated or how many hours is he working on the individual task. So when you select the rows on the resource usage, you might observe the leveling Gantt which is on the bottom might also change accordingly. So if I select row 3, you are able to find on my leveling Gantt the 2 assignments of that particular resource as been listed on the bottom. So the purpose of making use of leveling Gantt is, though usage will provide you a numerical representation of the assignment, whereas leveling Gantt will provide you a graphical representation of that assignment here. Let's get into action and let's try to resolve this particular problem. So if you look at the offshore business analyst, he is working on 2 activities. let's say if you like to push this activity, let's say after a couple of days, the way you can do it is you can just double click the activity you want to push. In this case, prepare SRS. So I'm just double clicking that task, which opens up the assignment information of the resource, where I can ideally say this activity will start on July, let's say July 4th. So let me say July 4th. Okay, and I don't need to worry about the finish date of that task here because I'm trying to push only that particular assignment, and the finish date will get recalculated automatically. The moment I do it, you are able to find that task is getting pushed to originally scheduled work. On those days, project automatically schedules 0 effort. Because I have pushed this activity by 3 days, right, you would be able to observe that this particular activity's assignment start would have pushed to a later date. Okay, so let me undo this change. In case if you want to find a simpler way by which let's say if you want to have a simpler way by which you want to resolve this particular problem, the way you can do it is you can just look at the leveling Gantt on the bottom, and on the prepare SRS, let's say if I want to push it to by, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by 5 days, naturally I can just enter 5 days in my prepare SRS, which means the second activity will get pushed to a later date. So the difference between making use of the assignment information and the leveling Gantt is input all the assignments to a new date, whereas when you operate on the assignment information, it will get pushed only to a date where that assignment wants to start. Okay. Okay, so this is one of the approaches which you ideally follow for resolving that problem. So let me try to resolve this. So let me say for offshore business analyst, I want it to be pushed by to a later date, and let me push it by, let's say, 3rd. Okay, so I'm just pushing it to a later date. Okay. Now, if you look at architect 1, he is said to be over allocated. So if you are working on a very large project plans, it's quite difficult to find where that resource is over allocated. This is where you might make use of the option called go to next over allocation. You can find this option on the resource ribbon. So the advantage is the moment you click on this option, project will automatically scroll the time phase portion to the day when that resource is over allocated. So in this case, you might find the resource is over allocated on these 2 days. That is on July 5th and July 6th. If you want to resolve this problem, naturally you might want to look at the availability of that particular resource. So let me say I want to change this availability to a later date. So let me double click architect 1. When you double click architect 1, you can find the available from is 1st of June, and he is released in the project at the end of June itself, whereas work is given him on the first week of July. So let me push it to, let's say, July 10th, and let's see what happens. Now you are able to find it resolved. Good. So just to summarize the options what we have seen to resolve the over allocations manually is we might either make use of the Gantt chart view, okay, through which you can look at the inspector task and want to look at the resource sheet to find out which resources are over allocated. The third one is we might want to look at the team planner by which you can drag and drop task, or you might want to reassign it to a later date based on your choice. And the last one is the resource over allocation view, which will give you more micro level details about the assignment so that you can selectively look at how to resolve the problems. Now comes the most important part of Microsoft project, where we are more automatic fashion. Okay. So let me go back to my project and let me close some of my plans. Now you are able to find I have a set of activities here called conduct workshop, feasibility, SRS, analysis, and project completed. Now I'm just going to talk about something more important from the point of optimization, which means you might want to delay an activity without affecting the project finish date. This means you want to know the critical path of your current project. So the way to enable the critical path in your current project is you can just right click on your chart area, which is your right hand side, and you can go to the show or hide bar styles and can say critical task. So the moment you say critical task, project will automatically highlight the critical path in your project. But by default, it might not give you the labels, that is the task name or the resource names of those critical activities. So to format it, I am going to the format ribbon where I can click on the format button. I can go for bar styles. Because I want to customize my styles of the bars, I go here where I can scroll down and I can just look for the word called critical, which means by default for critical task, to the left and the right, nothing is displayed. But I want the name to be displayed on the left, maybe the resource names to be displayed to its right. Okay, so I want the same change to be happening even for my non-critical activities, so let me do that. Now we are able to observe for by both critical as well as my non-critical activities, both the names and the resource names are now displayed. Now comes the challenge. You would ideally want to delay the activity in the project where I think offshore business analyst is over allocated without delaying your project. Remember, you can go and try out the same approaches what we discussed before. That is, you can right click on that particular row and you can, when you reschedule it to the next available date, you might find your project will get automatically stretched to a due date. So what I recommend is, instead of using this option, we will try to go for some automatic leveling options in Microsoft Project. So let me go back to my slides. So ideally, project can do resource leveling by either delaying an activity or by splitting a task, and that's what we are going to look at. Please do remember, when you are working on Microsoft Project, there are 3 types of resources that can be added in project. That is the work, material, and cost resource. So when you do automatic leveling, it is only the work resources that are considered for leveling and the material resources are excluded. Let's look at how do we do it. So I'm going back to my project and let me click on the resource ribbon. You can find there is an option called leveling options. Okay, so the leveling options, what you are trying to see here, this is the brain of automatic leveling. So you just need to remember how to use this. So if you look at the dialog box, it has 3 sections. That is leveling calculations, leveling range, and resolve over allocations. In leveling calculations, you have 2 radio buttons, automatic and manual. When you say manual, Microsoft Project will identify over allocation and it will spot it, but it will not resolve it automatically. Whereas if you go for an automatic option, the moment there is a resource over allocation, project will try to use an algorithm to resolve the conflict automatically. So the algorithm is basically decided by the factors you see in the 3rd section. Okay. So if you want to do a one-time automatic leveling, I recommend you go for the manual option. But if you want the leveling to be done automatically every time, then go for the automatic option. So in this demonstration, I will stick on to manual. The second section says, whenever you go for a manual or automatic, what is the range entire project, or do you want it for a given date? So now in this case, I go for an entire project. The third one is what is more important for us. This is a leveling order. This is ideally used as a priority by which task could be selected for delaying. Now, if you look at the three values in this drop down, it says ID only, it says standard, it says priority, comma standard. When you say ID only, okay, what project does is when you have two parallel activities, the task that comes last will always be delayed. So in this example, you can see there are two parallel activities, feasibility and prepare SRS. So project will always delay the prepare SRS, though it falls on the critical path. And let me have a quick demo of what happens now. So I'm saying ID only, and you should not hit the OK button. Instead, I'm just going to do a level all. You would now observe my prepare SRS is getting pushed, so that don't go for the ID only in case if you are not giving priority based on the row IDs of that particular task. So let's look at the second option. Instead of ID, I recommend go for this standard. When I say standard, activity that falls on the critical path, non-critical path will be delayed here. So let me say standard and let me say level now. Now you are able to find, though my critical path was getting stretched, but it was not so big like the earlier one. The reason is because you might see my non-critical path, that is my feasibility activity, got pushed to a later date. So this is the second option which you ideally want to remember. The third one is also important. So in case if you want to look at using the priority values of the individual activities before looking at their slack or the float value, every activity what you see here will generally have a feasibility, right? Every activity will have a priority attached to it. You can see if I double click the feasibility, you can see there is a field called priority. Higher the value, higher the priority, which means if I have feasibility as 1000 here, which means this activity will not be delayed in MS project. So based on your requirement, you might want to either choose ID only, standard, or priority, comma standard. So if the priority of both these tasks are same, then it will look at the slack value of that particular activity. So in this example, I am going with standard. Okay. So once I have selected standard, right, and I say level all, you might find my project finish date is getting pushed because you can see my dates are getting changed automatically. So there are a lot of requirements what people might have, that they don't want to push this task to a later date, rather they want to split this task so that you are doing the feasibility in pieces. So I'm just going to go to the same level resources option, and I'm just going to look at the first option here, which says level only within available slack, which means the feasibility activity should be delayed only within its available slack without affecting my project finish date. So let me try if I can do a leveling with that option. Level only within available slack. Let me say level is not able to resolve the leveling because there is no slack or not much slack available on that particular feasibility task. So if I say skip, you are able to see without affecting my project finish date, you are able to see that activity got pushed, but still there is some amount of overlap between those two activities. The second approach is, rather than going for slack, let's look at the second option. The second option says, if I have multiple resources who are working on the feasibility, you might want only the resource who is over allocated. His assignment alone needs to be pushed to a later date. If that is what your requirement is, make sure that you go for the second option. So let me give you a demo of that. Okay, so let me go to the resource, and I'm just going to have another resource. Okay, so this is just an example. So as you can see, there are two resources who are currently working on that particular task. Now, if I go for leveling options and I select the second option, which means it is only the assignment of business analyst, offshore business analyst, that will be adjusted to a new date. So let me say level all. Now you are able to see the task is getting stretched, which means the task start date is not getting pushed to a later date. To understand it better, I'm just going to change my view to resource usage. You will find, or maybe I'll change it to the task usage so that you can understand it much better. You can find on my task usage the feasibility that the resource SI is working on feasibility from this date, whereas if you look at offshore business analyst, he is working only from this date, which means its individual assignment start date and finish date is getting pushed to a later date. So if this is what your requirement is, maybe you would like to go for the option what I discussed. That is, go for leveling options, where you can say leveling can adjust individual assignments on a task. So I've just reverted it back to the old scenario. But as you can see, I cannot push this task to the last date, because as you can see, the offshore business analyst is the offshore business analyst, if you look at it, is available on the prepare SRS and the business process analysis. Naturally, I can push this task only on or after a particular date, effectively, which will push the critical path to a later date. So in order to do it, what I am going to look at is the third option, which means leveling can create splits in remaining work, which means the feasibility task will now be split so that one part of the work can be done when he is available. The second part of the feasibility can be done when he is available. So let me say level all. Now you can see, without affecting my critical path, I was able to split the task into two pieces. So this can naturally apply only for a task that can be broken into pieces. Okay. So just to summarize what I've just discussed, you need to go to the resource ribbon, that is a leveling options, by which you might be able to go for the either automatic or manual. So when you say manual, please remember you are doing a one-time order. The second option we discussed is error for a specific period. And the last one is the priority, which I discussed, ID